If you're behind the game by $10,000 at some point and paying 18 or 20% interest on it, you will never, you'll never get out of it.
You have to learn how to make money. It's not number one, but it has to be important to you in building your business. Otherwise, you'll never be able to build a business if money doesn't matter.
If you want to be rich, the first thing you should do is pay off your credit cards.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time!
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. I'm not. But when you start your day with a routine that inspires you consistently, like watching one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of Entspresso from Warren Buffett.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
As a general matter, as a one piece of specific financial advice, I would say, avoid credit cards. Just forget about them. We're in various businesses that issue credit cards. The American public loves credit cards. But if you start revolving debt on credit cards, you're going to be paying 18 or 20%. And you can't make progress in your financial life going around borrowing money at 18 or 20%. You can make a lot of money by lending it out at 18 or 20% over time. If you can find anybody that's good that will borrow from you. But you don't want to be on the side of the equation that's always behind in life. I was lucky. I'd saved about $10,000 by the time I got out of school. That $10,000 was really worth millions I might have earned later on, because after you get a family and everything, the expenses roll in. But those were my tools to work with, but it was only because I was ahead of the game. If you're behind the game by $10,000 at some point and paying 18 or 20% interest on it, you will never, you'll never get out of it. So the trick, I've got a partner that says, all I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there, And that's true in financial matters as well. You want to figure out where you don't want to be ahead of time and avoid that. And I get about a dozen letters a day from people who are having terrible problems. And there are two reasons why they have terrible problems. One is a number of them have had health problems of some sort. I mean, they have really been hit by or somebody in their family has been hit by some kind of catastrophic illness. And that is it's a terrible thing to happen to any family. And they run up bills they can't pay, and really only society can solve that one in terms of protecting people against that. That's just plain bad luck. But the other one is from people who run up credit card debt, and they're facing bankruptcy, or they've been through bankruptcy once before, and they owe a whole bunch of money, and they can't even pay the interest, let alone pay any principal. And half of my letters come from people like that, and that problem is avoidable. Catastrophic illness is not, but credit card debt is something you bring on yourself, and it's way better, it's way easier to stay out of trouble than to get out of trouble financially. And I will guarantee you, if you run up big credit card debts, you will be in trouble probably the rest of your life in terms of your financial situation. On the other hand, if you get ahead of the game, even it's on a very modest scale, so that money is coming in from investing, and people owe you money, or equities owe you ownership, you'll be way ahead of the game compared to paying it, always paying your creditors every month. So my advice to you is, if you can't pay for it, don't buy it.
The key with credit cards is that you actually pay off the full balance every single month. If you are carrying a balance from month to month to month, you will pay exorbitant, huge, massive interest rates that will crush you, and you are behind. But if you use them smartly, credit cards can be a fantastic tool to help you build your personal credit and grow your business. I remember when I got my first credit card, I applied. I was very nervous. I had a $2,000 limit. I felt like I was rich. Right, Nina? Did you get that? Did you get a feeling like, oh my gosh, I can spend $2,000 on something? That's more money than I've ever seen. I remember it was a big deal. I felt like I was an adult. I felt like I was becoming an adult now. I had my very own credit card, and I don't know. I didn't spend the $2,000, but I spent some money, and then I got my bill that came in, and it said, "Here's how much you owe, but here's the minimum payment." It's like, oh, all I have to pay is that little amount? I don't have to pay that full thing, just as it's like, oh, great. So the first month I just put in the minimum payment. And then next month I got my Visa statement and it showed me this big interest bill. It's like, what's that interest bill? What happened? I paid the amount that they told me to pay. Why am I getting penalized with this huge interest? So I showed my parents and I said, no, you can't just pay the the minimum payment. That's to make sure they just don't come after you. But if you don't pay the full balance and you have to pay interest on that. And I looked at it like, well, how much is the interest? And it was some giant number. Like, okay, forget that. I am never not paying the full balance every month. And ever since then, every single month, pay the full balance. I think it's a healthy habit to get into. And luckily I didn't get screwed over too much in that first bill payment because my credit card balance wasn't that big. But I think credit cards can be fantastically helpful because it helps you build your credit score. So if you're trying to qualify for a mortgage, if you're trying to qualify for a business loan, if you want to get a car, right? You want to get a car. Your credit score becomes really important. And especially as entrepreneurs, it's hard to qualify for things because you don't have a ton of income coming in. Even if you're making a lot of money, you guys know what I'm talking about. Even if you make a lot of money, you don't have a giant salary, which is what most people, most banks and lenders will look at when they're giving you personal credit. So having good personal credit, we did ours. What was that? What was my credit score, Nina?
88 or something, 80 or 89. This is really high.
Yeah, I mean, I did a credit score check. We were looking at a new home to move into, and he said it was like the second highest he's ever seen or something. And I don't borrow a lot of money, but I have a great credit score because I use my credit cards and I pay them off every single month, the full amount, usually in advance of the month. I think we actually pay our,
We always pay advance.
but we pay our credit cards, what, like every week?
Almost.
Almost every week. We're like way in advance of when it's supposed to be due. And that allows me financial flexibility to go off and do other things where a lot of entrepreneurs it's really hard to qualify for things because if you have no income coming in, even if your business is making money, but you don't have a big salary, you don't have a couple years of student experience, and you don't have a credit score, good luck qualifying for a lot of the things that you need in life. You know, you can, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. The other thing that's great about credit cards is that you get to have something and you don't pay until a month later. The trick is to just not have to wait a month for it, right? So to have cash up front and then you have a month later to actually pay for it is fantastic, but just don't wait more than a month because you're going to be paying crazy interest rates on it. So I think credit cards are fantastic. You just have to be smart about how you use them, and they can do a lot of service for you in your life and your business. I think this stems from a larger discussion though of you need to not be spending a ton of money till you're making money. At the beginning, we tend to over leverage ourselves. We tend to invest everything we've got into our company, and you don't know if it's going to work out or not. And I hate that. I at the beginning of any venture, I like investing my time, my energy, my hustle, my drive, my motivation, but not my money. And so what I would recommend is whatever idea that you've got, whatever big vision you've got, it's great to have the big vision. Yes, amazing. It's great to have that big vision. And what's the smallest thing you can do today without investing any money, just your time, into making progress? So one, where can you use your time instead of your money to start getting results? Money can help speed things up, but it could also speed things up towards failure because you run out of cash and you got to go. What do you Nina needs to get something here. She needs to get the gloves. Nina's going to Costco. We love you, Nina. Have a safe trip inside Costco. So one, where can you spend your time but not your money to help you get closer to the result that you're looking for? Two, inside of your big vision for your business, what's the thing that's going to lead to the fastest return on that investment? So you've got big dreams, right? Awesome. What's the fastest path in that direction that will lead to money for you? Right? You have to learn how to make money. It's not number one, but it has to be important to you in building your business. Otherwise, you'll never be able to build a business if money doesn't matter. So out of all your ideas that you could do, what's the one that's going to lead you to making money? So for example, one thing I talk to a lot of thought leaders about is they want to write a book. Like, don't write a book. Writing the book is the worst thing you can do at the start of your career. One, you haven't done enough coaching with people to actually know what should be in the book. But two, you don't make money from a book. And it's so long to actually write a good book, right? To actually make it, edit it, publish it, all of that is so long and you don't make any money from it. Is it great for your long-term brand? Sure, but you have to be around in the long term, where I want you to actually make money right now. Because if you can make money right now, then that allows you to leave your full-time job, that allows you to build momentum inside your business, that allows you to get closer to your customers, that allows you to hire a team and scale and build and develop. And so most people end up staying stuck in the wrong projects that are in service of their big ambitions and dreams, but is the wrong play right now. So you have to be really smart with all of your ideas. What's the one that can actually generate some cash flow for you? Because that allows you to spend more time on your projects and gives you a lot more freedom. And so I think a lot of people are just spending their time on the wrong thing because yes, it's in service to the mission, but it's just the wrong short-term plan for you right now. So number one is don't spend money until you're making money. Invest your time, energy, heart, hustle. Number two is find inside your plan what is the fastest path to making money. And then number three, just back to credit cards. Credit cards are super helpful, very valuable, but make sure you are paying off the balance fully every single month.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put that down in the comments below. When you watch a video and just get inspired, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. But if you get inspired and then create a plan of action for when, how, and where you are going to take action, your chances of following through jump to 91%, Believe Nation. It's not enough to just watch something. We got to create our plan. And when you commit publicly, that number jumps to 95% of you following through. Let's make that happen. Your biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week, put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate with you. Also, if you want to have more self-love, self-confidence, self-belief, the science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to build that habit, to create that muscle. So I've created a 254 series where every day for 254 days, I will send you a video for free to help you shift your confidence and belief forward. The link to join is in the description below.
If I ever write a book, it's going to be called Why Smart People Do Dumb Things. My partner says it should be autobiographical. If you ask me to write a story on what is Potomac Electric Power worth or something like that, I can write the story, and that's what I'm doing every day. I'm assigning myself a story, and then I go out and...
If you want to be rich, the first thing you should do is pay off your credit cards. Right? If you have a payday loan, if you have a loan, pay it off, because that's the boat anchor that's going to hold you back. They're merciless, no mercy, right? There's no upside to you. Look, I get how difficult it is. I mean, I've been there where I've come home and the lights are out. And I've had to go down to the utility company and explain why this new account that I just opened up and this check is going to clear even though the last 5 haven't, right? Or when, you look at your phone and it's a bill collector. And look, it's not always easy, but at the same time, go in and try, you've got to, there's just no way to get over that hump by taking a payday loan or a high interest rate loan or a prepaid credit card with a high interest rate. It's really tempting, and you think to yourself, well, if I just do this, I know I can work my way through to pay it off and get to the next level. And as someone who's had their Sears, their Amex, their Visa, their MasterCard all cut up in front of them, right? It's the biggest boat anchor that you could ever ask for when it comes to your life or starting a business.
If you want another awesome Warren Buffett video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
If you're hiring somebody without integrity, you really want them to be dumb and lazy, don't you? I mean, the last thing in the world you want for them is to be smart and energetic.
Making your life better is a lot of work. Watching somebody else's train wreck of a life makes you feel instantly better.